Hey guys, it's AC. Welcome to my house. Thanks for tuning in to another episode here on the House of AC. We're going to be talking about your big why today. Why that matters? Well, you're going to find out. But basically, if you understand your why you're doing things, why you want to achieve your goals, why you want to invest in real estate, it actually makes the process much easier for you, makes the day to day life easier for you, and your success is actually going to come easier for you. But obviously, the trickiest part is identifying what your why is. So, thanks for tuning in. Real quick, I want to thank you, our sponsors. The House of AC sponsors Jasmine Mortgage Team. If you need a mortgage, want to refinance your mortgage, I use Jasmine Mortgage Team for my own personal refinances and my own purchases. Jasmine's a friend of the show, been on multiple times, always, always finding ways to get your finances in check. So please, all it takes is 15 minutes. Go to jasminemortgageteam.com, fill out an application, and her team will fill out a way. Basically, you just fill out a form, and they'll come up with a plan for you to buy some real estate or adjust the current real estate you have, whether it's refinancing, buying a new house, buying a rental property. So thanks to Jasmine team for all the support and what they've done for me personally, and changing my finances and allowing me to buy more properties. Also, if you like and subscribe, please like and subscribe. I thank you for tuning in later. Thank you for listening live. Thank you for just listening on the podcast. However you're consuming this content, thank you. I want to hear about you. I want to hear your feedback. I want to see the likes and subscribes. I do see the views. I appreciate that. But leave questions, comments. Join me live on future episodes so that we can, if you want to be on the guest on the show, or you're a real estate investor, you've got great financial advice, reach out. I want to have you on the show. So now to get started with the big why, let's talk the big why. This was actually something, a lot of people recommend this blue book called The Millionaire Real Estate Investor by Gary Keller. It's a tome. It's a big book. It's not easy breezy reading. There's a lot of graphs in here. He does a good job switching back and forth. I like to make the easy breezy versions. That's what my book House Fire is. I try to make my content very digestible to people who don't want all the math formulas and don't want to read a textbook. That's sort of what I go for when I write books. I want something that's entertaining and fun, and it feels like a beach read in many ways, but you come away understanding some financial things in a different format. Well, Gary's the opposite of that, I would say. This is really breaks down the graphs, and if you're not passionate about real estate investing, it might feel like a snooze fest. Doesn't mean the information in there is not worth consuming or digesting. You learn a tremendous amount about real estate investing in his book, so I would not avoid it for those reasons. But one chapter in there, he has like think about a millionaire and how millionaires think. And one of those ways of thinking is that they think around their big why. And when I read this, I've recently been reading this book, which I do every couple of years, and all my books, is really understanding what the big why is for my real estate investing. Because what it does is it puts you on track, and it'll put you on track. Motivation is what Gary says is a greater method to success. And this has been proven by science and research and many universities. Then your intelligence, your ability, your salary, all that is not going to measure your level of success more so than your motivation. So really understanding what is your motivation is obviously going to propel you to greater success. So how do we figure out what that motivation is? Well, when Gary and his team started asking other real estate investors and interviewing them for their book, their answers are probably some of what you would expect. They wanted to be free from their day jobs, freedom of choice. Obviously, the more money that they had, they would have more choices at things. They wanted to achieve self-actualization. If you don't know what that is, it's the fulfillment of one's talents and potentials, especially considered as a drive or need present in everyone. So self-actualization is something that, is what figuring out what you can accomplish. I get this question quite often, pretty much every time a book's published. I get it on a podcast or get interviewed by a newspaper, and it's like, what keeps you going? Great, you were a millionaire by 30, as chronicled in $1,000,000 by 30. That book, you achieved a six-figure job, which I outlined in a subversive job search and in a down economy. House fire, obviously reach financial freedom, financial independence, retire early through rental houses. Still, the questions are, what keeps you going? But what keeps me going is really the self actualization. It's oh, my mindset is, oh, man, I wonder if I can accomplish this, and I go out, do everything I can to accomplish this, and it's exciting. It's fun. The journey is more rewarding than the actual payoff, the goal line at the end. Um, but that's just I've just trained that mentally, that mindset. I've trained that mindset over time to not be something that I turn off. So once I achieve this goal, this why, that I have set for myself, it's the why is not ever, I want to achieve this and then do nothing. It's just a part of me. It's just the drive is always going to be there. Otherwise, you would think every professional athlete after their first season where they made $10 million, they would just quit, right? They have some sort of drive, some motivation that got them there in the first place, and it's going to keep them going to see what else they can achieve moving forward. Why is Jeff Bezos still working? Why is Elon Musk still working? Bill Gates, he's retired, but he's found a new why through philanthropy. But all these guys got successful. I should have some gal people in there, and bad on me. Barbara Corcoran, she's still driving, she's still doing things on Shark Tank. The founder of Spanx, I should know her name. Man, I let the ladies down on this one. But there's very ambitious ladies out there as well, still striving, achieving new things. And that's just their mindset. Like, it's not something it's not a switch you flip on and flip off. It's something you've cultivated over time. It's like The Rock. He's still lifting weights every day, right? He's proven that he's gotten big, and and he could go skinny and be fine and live off his movie deals that he's done in the past. But like, that's his image now. But it's also, he could stop working out. Working out's hard. It's not fun. But once you do it every single day, that's routine. That's who you are. That's just consistency. And it's not something you just, oh, I'm going to work out so I can get a movie deal, and then I don't ever have to work out again. Like, that's not how millionaires think. That's not how really successful people think. So it's really figuring out, what is your why? What keeps you going? And it really comes back down to, for me, is I'm just curious what else I can accomplish. And I'm not the most accomplished individual. I've done some cool things and that I never thought I could do. And then I'm like, wow, I wonder if I could do this. I wonder if I could do that. I'll never know if I don't try and try my best. That would be the biggest letdown for me, to be like, I didn't achieve my dreams because I didn't try my best. I'm okay that I didn't make the NBA, but I tried my best. I know I tried my best. And my best got me to coming off the bench in high school on the high school basketball team. That was my best, but I put everything I could possibly do, all the effort, all the time, the practices. Like, I know I give it my all, and that's as far as my talent was going to carry me. And I'm proud of that. No regrets. I tried my best. But if I was like, man, I wonder what would happen if I went to more basketball camps. I wonder what would have happened if I worked more on my free throws. I don't have those thoughts, because I know I went to every camp I possibly could. I shot as many shots as I possibly could. I did. I left everything on the court every single time, and I'm proud of that. And that's the way I look at life. So $1,000,000 by 30, same mindset. Okay, I'm going to try to be a millionaire by 30. Let me give it everything I've got. And I did. And I achieved that one, right? So if I came up short, and I was like, man, I shouldn't have gone on that vacation. I shouldn't, uh, um, I shouldn't have spent, ran up a bunch of credit card debt. Well, then I have regrets, right? And I didn't give it my best. And Pete King, thank you very much. Founder of Spanx, went to Florida State, as Pete King did too. A commenter here on YouTube, Sarah Blakely's her name, and she's based in Atlanta here, and Spanx, and first female billionaire founder, I believe. Huge name, Sarah Blakely. I think she's got a movie coming out about her too. Thank you for that correction, Pete. And yeah, so a little off track, but yeah, that drive is, what am I capable of? What else is possible for me? And that is what keeps me going. I love using this. I use this a lot of times solving problems in the workplace, when I had a 9-to-5 job in software management. But then you can also apply this to what your own goals are, or your own why, identifying your own personal why to get to maximum success. Sakachi Toyota of Toyota Industries came up with this. It's called the 5 whys. And basically, you look at every problem that you have. Think of a problem in your workplace. Think of a problem, whatever problem in your personal life, relationships, things like that. His was obviously work focused, but it was ask 5 whys. Ask, why is this problem happening? And then you get your answer. Why is that answer happening? Why is that answer happening? Why is that answer happening? And why is that answer? So you go 5 levels deep on the whys. It's like talking to a 4-year-old when they want to have a conversation with you and they just say why to every single comment. Why is the sky blue? Well, I think it's the rain and the reflections. And why? Well, I think the water cycle. Why? Like, you just keep going deeper and deeper. So maybe for you, like, why do you invest in real estate? Ask yourself that. Pete, if you want to play along and you're still in the comments here, happy to have you do the 5 why exercise. But it might be, why do I want to invest in real estate? To have more money might be your answer. Why do you want to have more answers? Why do you want to have more money? That would be the second why. So I don't know, maybe you want to vacation more. So let's go to the third why. Why do you want to vacation more? It's when I'm the happiest and I feel the least stressed. Let's go to the fourth why. Why do you feel the happiest and the least stressed when you're on vacation? Because I don't have to think about work obligations. There, that might be it. That might be only 4 whys. Maybe you go 5 whys deep anyway. Why do you not have to think about work obligations? I only travel to places that don't have Wi-Fi. I make it clear at my day job that when I'm on vacation, I'm going to be out of touch. I work so hard to prep before I leave. But anyway, you get to the crux of the problem, right? The problem really is not that you just want to have more money. The crux is you want to go on vacation, right? That's a little bit more specific, but it's also because you're the happiest when you travel and you feel the least stressed. Those go hand in hand. So now your why in real estate investing is, I want to travel more. And then you also figure out, well, to travel more, I could travel constantly if I didn't have a day job. So now I have goals in my real estate investing. If I can replace my day job income, I can travel constantly and be the happiest person that I can be. Everyone's goal should I think is relatively to be happy, right? Money doesn't solve all your problems. Money solves money problems. Money's not going to solve your mental health. It could help. Money's not going to solve relationships. It could help, but money will solve credit card debt. Money will solve, losing your day job. Money will solve not being able to afford going on vacation, but it's not going to solve everything. So you have to really understand your why. Now imagine you figured out your why. That you, in this scenario, let's say your why is that you want to travel as much as possible because it makes you the happiest. Well, you can put up notes on your mirror every morning, like, future vacations. And you just have a list of your vacations. That could be your reminder of your motivations, right? Every single purchase you make, you can say, wait a minute, does this help me reach my why? Is buying this $20 movie is going to give me an hour of happiness, but maybe I could put $20 towards my real estate fund, and that'll give me a lifetime of happiness. Every decision is wrapped around your big why. When it's crystal clear, you're going to know, wait a minute, my ultimate goal is real estate investing, replacing my day job, not just so I can be rich, but so I can go on so many vacations. That's your big why. Then frame your life around that. Maybe your big why is to live to be 100. Why do you want to live to 100? And you just break it down. Ask your questions that, why is that important to you? But it might come down to, man, if this is very important to me, this is my why, then I need to probably exercise every day. I probably need to eat healthy every day. It all comes crystal clear. Go 5 layer deeps on your why. Okay, so Pete, thanks for playing along. He says this is an easy answer. I want to have more passive income, i.e. money. So this Pete King on YouTube playing the five whys game. He wants to retire early, travel the world, be around my kids, family more, and work less hours. So I think he did the whole 5 why exercise here. Why number one, I want to have passive income. Why do you want to have more money and passive income so I can retire early? Why do you want to retire early? I want to travel the world. That's his third why. Why do you want to travel the world? To be around my kids and family more. Why do you want, and how are you going to achieve that? He's going to work less hours. So if we're going to solve this, your real estate investing, if we wanted to create this through real estate investing, you're going to have to replicate your day job income with real estate income. And so I do this exercise all the time for people when they don't know what their real estate goal is. The easiest goal is figure out how much you make. What's your take-home pay? So after taxes, what's your take-home pay in your checking account each month if you have direct deposit? That should be your goal in real estate investing. Let's replace that take-home pay with cash flow. And why take-home pay is important is because with real estate investing, you typically avoid all those taxes or most of them that you get taken out of your W-2 paycheck. Because you're running a company, you're real estate investing, you get all these tax breaks. Not fully, but it's significant. So you have to look at your take-home pay, your after-tax take-home pay, compare that to just replace that with cash flow. And so that's what I did. That's basically what my book House Fire teaches as well. And you're not going to do that on one property unless you have millions saved up, right? Nothing cash flows $50K a year. Unless you hit a home run. And if this has happened to you, I want you on the show. We want to hear your story. But you can find something that cash flow is $100 a month. Something that is $500 a month, right? Just accumulate those properties. It takes you 90 days to buy a property, 30 days to work out the financing up front. Talk to JasmineMortgageTeam.com. 30 days to find that property, and then 30 days to close on that property. Every 90 days, you can buy a property. And, it might be 90 days to buy your first one. And then you've got to fix up something and do a cash out refi. Maybe you've got to wait for a bonus at work to get your second property. There's ways to, just assemble your team, your real estate agent team, your mortgage broker team. Everyone's working towards these goals, and just say, all I want is $2,000 a month in cash flow. And then I'm going to be ultimate happiness because I can travel everywhere. I want $4,000 a month in cash flow, $10,000, whatever your goals are. You can leave your day job. And I promise you, you can come up with a plan where that you could probably achieve that between 2.5 and 5 years. So if you absolutely hate your day job, I think you can find a solution through real estate investing that would replace your day job income in 2.5 to 5 years. And you're going to say, well, I've got too much debt, right? Well, then that's your goal. Let's pay off your student loan debt through rental income. I've got car note debt. Let's pay off your car note debt with real estate income. There's ways, but figure out your why. Maybe your why is not that deep about happiness. It's just, I just want to invest. I just want to pay off my college loans. Well, then there's your why. Why do you want to pay off your college loans? Because it's preventing me from doing other things. Why is it preventing you to doing other things? Because it takes a big portion of my paycheck each month. Okay, well, I could take $20,000, throw it at the student loans, but I probably could take $20,000, buy a property, 20% down, buy $100,000 property that makes $150 a month. Then that puts an extra $150 a month to my college loan debt every month, eventually until it's paid off. And then once that's paid off, I still have my house. I didn't just throw away that $20,000. I kept that $20,000 for myself. So these are things to really kind of identify your big why. Because if you wake up every morning and you know why you want to invest in real estate, you know why you want to change your life, it's all the dominoes line up, and it's so easy. And you're just like, boom, 200 more towards my goal in monthly income. And then 3 months later, boom, 5 months more in rental income. And after that, 3 months more in rental, $300 more in rental income. And it doesn't end. And we've got a special guest in the studio. Come here, Ellis. Yeah. My daughter walked in. She's sick today. Yes, thank you. Okay. I can't make your fashion show right now, Ellis, but I will when my show's over. Okay. All right. Thank you. I'll check the second one out. All right. Moving forward. Okay, put it right here. Thank you. Little distraction, but luckily it's a cute and lovable distraction to the show today. My daughter, 5-year-old daughter Ellis, making her first appearance on the House of AC. All right. So this goal, I just did an episode called S.M.A.R.T Planning. So this goes hand in hand with S.M.A.R.T Planning. And S.M.A.R.T Planning is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound goals. Marry that with your big why. Boom. It'll unlock your potential. It'll give you clear direction. A lot of people are like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I get that. Maybe you don't want to be a real estate investor in your life, but if you solve your problems with the why, identify your big why, couple it with your SMART planning goals, well, at least you can solve some of your money problems. And once your money problems are solved, and that takes out the real estate, the thinking, the being up at night, worrying. If we take that out of your brain, all the other stuff's going to probably appear and make you happier, and you'll figure out your other purposes, your other whys, not related to financing and your finances, which are going to be more important at the end of the day. But let's solve all your financial problems, and then you don't have to worry about it. Then you can give all your energy to figuring out your true goals. Let's see. Oh, this reminds me, wow, when I was at a day job, my last day job, I worked as a software project manager called a Scrum Master. And nothing I did that I can recall was warranted, but I was in a meeting with the CEO and some of the C-level people. I was not C-level, but I don't know why I was in that meeting, but it somehow everything that was wrong with the company was because of me, according to the CEO. And he just chewed me out for about 20 minutes, just screaming. Like, I don't think anyone's ever screamed at me that way. And it was in I just sat there and took it. And in my head, I was like, I'm glad that this job is not the basis of my personal satisfaction, of my worth, because I would have left that meeting crying and in tears. But that entire that entire tongue lashing, which I think he just wanted to take all his stresses out on someone, and I was the lowest ranking member in the room. But in my thought process the entire time, I was thinking, I could, because I make more money in real estate than I do at this day job. One, as a real estate investor, two, as a realtor. This was my third highest paying job at that time during this tongue lashing. I was like, I could scream back at him and make a grand exit, and because I didn't need the job. I didn't have to be there. But my big why at the time was like, man, if I could just keep this job for another month or so, I can get qualified for another mortgage. Is why I was there, because obviously I was that third income was what made me a better borrower, and I could get approved for larger and more loans. So the reason I was working that long into this day job was so I can get more loans. So my options, as he was, screaming at me and like veins popping out of his head, and he was like breaking a sweat, and I was just sitting there, kind of just taking it, and probably that I was so nonplussed probably made him angrier. Um, I thought, okay, I could do the double birds and say "f you" and stomp out the door and laugh my way out the door. And I was like, you know what, that could be good, but maybe I'll want to sell this guy a house one day. Is what I was thinking. So I'll be on his good graces. Two, I'll just take it and listen. I'm waiting until I close on this next property, and then I'll put in my 2 weeks notice. That was seemed to be the most reasonable. And three, also, I don't like to burn bridges. Other people in that room knew me as an even keeled guy. I don't even know if they all knew I was doing real estate, but I think they did, to some capacity. And I just wanted to be professional. I always wanted, whatever. It was his issues and not mine. But if this was my first job out of college and I was trying to live paycheck to paycheck, this would really have affected me, and this would have really, really made things difficult. And so it's good to have these options when you know so you have it's good to have options, and you get those options with real estate investing and figuring out your why coupled with smart planning. What happened after that was like a week later, I think he felt really guilty about it, pulled me into his office, apologized, told me he was really stressed. He didn't apologize in front of the larger group, but he apologized to me. I think he was probably worried that I was going to leave, maybe. Just the fact that I didn't care that he screamed at me. A week after that, he gave me a raise. Didn't even ask for it. Didn't even know. All of a sudden, I was paid $10,000 more than I was before. So I don't know if it was related or not, but possibly. But then the week after that, I closed on my property, and then I put in my 2 weeks notice. And he told me I always had a job waiting for me if I ever wanted to come back. So uh, I have not needed to come back. The job, and he's still super successful, and was a young startup that's doing really well. But all this to say, have a purpose, have a why, use real estate to give you options, help you achieve self-actualization, um, you know, really fulfill your talents and solve your money issues. The 5 whys will help you get there. And it helped me. And so I preach this because options are freedom, right? Maybe you love your day job. Not saying you have to hate your day job. If you love your day job, that's great. Imagine if you loved your day job and you could take a lower paying job that you loved more and say, hey, I have my expenses covered. My mortgage is covered by real estate. I'm house hacking. I live in one unit. I've got a duplex, and the other tenants paying my entire mortgage. Now you don't have to take the job that pays more. You take the job that gives you happiness. Now you can um, focus on another dream or a hobby or a craft that you have. Maybe you have an expensive hobby. Maybe your hobby is cameras, photography, and you want the latest lenses and the latest technology, and it's a very expensive hobby. That brings you happiness. Whatever it is, I promise you, a couple passive investments will change your life. You can get sucked into the real estate investing where you want to be the landlord. You want to be the property manager. You want to take every call. You want to screen every tenant. You want to know about every single problem. That's going to maybe disrupt your day job life. Get a property manager. Just work it into your numbers. A property manager is going to be 5 to 10% of your rental income. They take it off the top, and you want them to take it off the top because now they're incentivized to keep your house fully tenanted and to get the most money they can in rent because they get paid more and then you get paid more. And it's not interrupting with your day job. It's not interrupting your life at all. You just get a check in the mail. They're going to handle the repairs. They're going to take it out of the rental income if there were any repairs. So you don't even have to have a budget really to pay for things. They're going to hold it, take it out of the rental income, and give it to you. All these things are very important. So understanding your big why, it will give you motivation every single day when you wake up as a real estate investor. You don't even have to call yourself real. I'm telling you, I know real estate investing may not be your passion, but it'll help you reach your passions. It'll help you achieve your passions. It'll help you focus on your passions. Um, I I wanted to be a stand-up comedian, and I said, if I have enough real estate income to cover my expenses, I can focus on comedy full time because comedy does not pay very well when you're starting out, and it doesn't pay very well if you're not funny. So I had two things going for me in my 20s that I needed real estate to support this ambition of mine. Unfortunately, my passion turned, well, I guess fortunately, my passion turned into real estate investing. I loved it. It replaced everything that I was getting out of stand-up comedy. I got the same and more in real estate investing. So I just kept doing more of that. So the same may happen to you. We got someone from Twitch saying hello. The Shellbeck, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Let me know if you have any questions. You can follow along on live on Twitter. I also take a lot of these highlights. I also do other clips on the House of AC on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. So please check those out. Thanks for tuning in to the House of AC, guys. I love it. I appreciate it. Figure out your big why. Figure out the SMART planning, SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound goals. You're going to unlock all your potential. It'll just be crystal clear for you what you need to do to accomplish your goals. So I want you on the show when you do, or when you start, or when you're on your path. And your path may change, but understand your whys, and really interesting things are going to happen. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.